The child who answers the phone. It's 11 at night. The phone is face down on the table. You decided not to pick it up tonight. You actually decided hours ago, the way you've decided 100 times before. And yet your hand already knows the way. It moves before you do. It's the quietest gesture in the world, turning the screen over just to see if it lit up while you weren't looking. You tell yourself you're checking the time. You're not. You're checking for a name. You are not waiting for a message. You are waiting for an answer that should have arrived 30 years ago and never did. Tonight you won't find out how long he takes to come back. You came here, maybe, for that number, and the number isn't the thing. Tonight you'll find out something quieter and far more difficult. Why a part of you never stopped waiting? And whose waiting it really is. Because the pull you feel doesn't work the way you think it does. It doesn't work because he is powerful or magnetic or impossible to forget. It works because somewhere far behind you, in a hallway you barely remember, a door was left open. And the pull aims itself, not at the adult you've become, not at the person who pays the bills and knows better, but at the child who still believes that this time, finally, she will be chosen. So we asked the wrong question. How long until he comes back? We count the days. We watch for patterns like sailors reading a sky. We become amateur forecasters of another person's weather, as if the climate of our own life depended entirely on whether his front moves in or out. But there is no schedule. The return has no fixed clock. It doesn't follow a calendar. It follows his emptiness. It comes when his other sources run dry, when the other doors have closed, and he remembers there is one that never locked. He doesn't return on a timer. He returns when he is hungry. So measuring his time keeps you in orbit around him. You become a small moon, circling a planet that does not know your name, only knows, dimly, that you'll be there when it turns to look. And every single day you spend counting is a day you've quietly handed him the calendar of your own life. Here is what no one tells you when you go searching for the number. The question was never about his time at all. There's a reason the waiting feels like an illness and not a decision. There is a particular cruelty in the word sometimes. If he were cold every single time, you would have walked away years ago. The lesson would be clean. The door would close on its own. If he were warm every time, you would be at peace. But he is neither. He is a light that flickers, never bright enough to trust, never dark enough to leave. This is the oldest trap ever built, and you can find it anywhere men have learned to keep a hand on a lever. Walk through any casino and you'll see them. People who stopped having fun hours ago, who are no longer playing to win, only playing because stopping would mean admitting the machine was never going to give back what it took. The lights, the near misses, the payout time just often enough to keep the hand from leaving. Reward that comes every time is easy to walk away from. Reward that comes sometimes is almost impossible to quit. Because it might come. It just might. This time. And this is, almost perfectly, the architecture of the person who keeps coming back into your life. A cold week, then one warm sentence. Months of silence, then the message that undoes you. Maybe is the most addictive word in any language. So you keep playing. Not because you are weak or foolish or broken. Because you were trained patiently over years to keep your hand on a lever that paid out just often enough to keep you seated. You aren't even chasing him anymore. You're chasing the maybe. But every machine, in the end, needs someone willing to keep playing. And then there's the timing. You've noticed the timing. Everyone who has lived this has noticed it. The card that arrives on the exact day. The message that lights the screen the very week you'd finally started to breathe again. You think of the specific instances, and they line up like evidence laid out on a table. The text that came the night before the interview that would have changed everything. The call on the anniversary of the worst day. The reappearance, almost to the hour, of the week you packed his things into a box and felt, for one clean morning, free. You've given it names. Telepathy. Some cruel sixth sense tuned precisely to your weakest hour. It feels supernatural. It feels like being watched from somewhere you can't see. But it isn't magic, an understanding that is the first crack of light through the door. It isn't that he knows your mind. It's that the dates are predictable, the birthdays, the holidays, the seasons when anyone is most likely to feel alone, and that he reaches out into many doors at once, and you only remember the times the timing landed. The misses vanish. The hits feel like prophecy. He is not a prophet. He is a hand resting on a doorframe, waiting for any small wind. The timing isn't proof that he sees you. It's proof of how exposed you still are. Maybe you stay because of everything you've already spent. We keep pouring ourselves into things not because they will ever pay off, but because we have already poured so much in. We finish the bad meal because we paid for it. We sit through the second hour of the bad film because we sat through the first. We hold the losing ticket long after the race is run, refusing to let the loss simply be a loss. And with him, the currency was never money. It was years. It was hope rationed out like medicine. It was the version of yourself you slowly became while waiting, quieter, more careful, more easily satisfied with crumbs, a person who learned to call a single good day a feast. To walk away now feels like standing up in a crowded room and announcing that all of it, every year, was wasted. So you stay? You tell yourself the next return will somehow redeem the last 100. That the final hand will win back the whole table. But the trap closes for one reason: the past is already gone. No future return reaches back and recovers it. The years are spent whether you stay or leave. The only thing still in your hands is the years that haven't been spent yet. And beneath the cold arithmetic, there is something even harder waiting. What you are trying to win back from him, the love, the being truly seen, the proof that you mattered, was never there to recover in the first place. You are not waiting for him to return something he took. You are waiting for him to give something he never had. So who, exactly, is doing the waiting? Because when the phone finally lights up in the dark, when his name appears on the glass, something happens that you have never quite been able to explain to anyone. The grown adult, the one who knows everything, who has read the articles and named the patterns and warned her own friends away from people exactly like this, that adult is suddenly not the one holding the phone. Someone smaller is. Someone whose hands the phone is almost too big for. Someone 6 years old. There is a kind of pull that lives in us long before we have words for it. We return again and again to the wound that first shaped us, not because the pain is pleasant, but because some buried part of us is still trying to rewrite the ending. To walk back into the same room, with the same door, and this time make them stay. This time be quiet enough. Good enough. This time, finally, be chosen. Because the child learned, long before she had any words for it, that love was not given but earned. That it arrived only when she was useful, easy, undemanding enough. Picture her there, a small girl sitting on the floor of a long hallway, in the gap of light beneath a closed door, listening to the muffled sounds of the people on the other side, certain that if she stays quiet enough, patient enough, the door will open and someone will come through it and finally see her. No one came. The hallway went dark and stayed dark. So she is still sitting there, all these years later, still holding the phone, still watching the thin line of light beneath the door. And every time he reaches out, across all of it, it is not you he reaches. It is her. He aims at the child, because the child is the one who still answers, and no child can close, alone, a door her parents left open. Sit with that for a moment. Let the rain say the rest. But don't leave yet, because the hardest thing hasn't been said. And it isn't what was done to you. It's what you've quietly been doing ever since. The child is still sitting in that hallway. And here is the part that will be the hardest to forgive yourself for. She has not been waiting all this time for him to come and love her. She has been waiting for you. And you, the adult who knows everything, who reads the articles, who names the patterns, you have been treating her almost exactly the way they did. You have told her to be quiet. You have called her neat an embarrassment. You have walked past the hallway 1,000 times, on your way to wait by the phone for someone else to come and do the one thing you would not do yourself. Look at her. There is no villain to triumph over here. No 5 steps, no clean revenge, no morning you wake up cured. The door was opened before you had any say in it at all. Before you could speak. Before you could choose. When you were nothing but a small person, learning what this world would and would not hand you. And the ones who left it open, more often than not, they were handed the very same emptiness by their own parents long before you ever arrived. This does not undo the damage. It does not warm a single cold year or return one birthday spent waiting by a window. But it quietly dissolves the oldest lie the child ever swallowed whole, that the absence of love was somehow her doing. That if she had only been different, brighter, calmer, smaller, less, they would have stayed. They didn't stay because they could not see. Not because she was not worth the seeing. And if the door was opened without you, then perhaps, just perhaps, it can finally be closed by you. By the one person who was there in that hallway the entire time. The one she was really waiting for. But here is the part the diagnosis never reaches. The part no article about narcissism will ever hand you. Even when you understand all of it, the flickering light, the lever, the open door, the waiting child, the years you can never spend again, the ache is still there. You can name every mechanism with perfect precision and still feel the pull at 11 at night. Still feel your hand drift toward the cold glass on the table. Because the hunger was never really about him. It was never even, in the end, about your mother or your father as people. He was only the last address on a letter you have been writing your whole life. Look at the phone again, face down in the dark. that small rectangle you keep turning over. It was never a phone. It was an envelope. And the letter inside it began, in a child's careful handwriting, "Please see me." You first sent it to your mother. You sent it to your father. And when they could not, or would not, read it, you did not stop writing. You kept sending the same ancient envelope, readdressing it to partners, to friends, to the one who keeps coming back into the dark. To anyone who might, this time, finally open it and read what was written inside. But no return ever fills a hole shaped like a mother. No apology, however perfect, fits an absence shaped like a father. You have spent your life trying to buy, from strangers, the love that was supposed to arrive for free. First, before language, at the very beginning of everything. That is why nothing he offers is ever enough. It is not him you are starving for. It is a love that was meant to reach you before he ever existed. And never did. So the problem, you finally see, was never how long he takes. The problem is that you handed him the clock. As long as you are measuring his time, he is the one deciding when your life is allowed to begin again. His return was never the event. Your waiting is the event. And your waiting is the single thing in this entire long story that was always, quietly, the whole time, in your own hands. Maybe healing is not slamming the door in rage. Rage still keeps your hand on the frame. The door you slam is a door you are still holding. Maybe it is something slower. Maybe it is walking back into that dark hallway and sitting down on the floor beside the child who still holds the phone, the one who has been waiting all along, not for him, but for you. And saying to her, very quietly, you did nothing wrong. No one came because they could not see, not because you did not deserve to be seen. I see you now. I am not going to walk past this hallway again. And then becoming, at last, the adult she waited her entire life for. The one who finally came through the door. It is 11 at night. The phone is still face down on the table. The hand moves toward it, and this time it stops. Not with effort. Not with anger. Only because, at last, there is no one standing at the door, waiting to be let in. The letter has finally reached the one person who could read it. The child has finally fallen asleep, not alone this time. And the clock, for the first time, is yours. If this made you pause, if it named something you'd carried in silence, then this was never just a video. It was a small act of seeing. That's what we do here, quietly, one reflection at a time. If you want to keep making sense of the things that are hard to say out loud, leave a like so others can find their way here too, and subscribe so the journey doesn't end at this door.